Welcome to the Deep Dive. I'm your host, always curious, ready to explore. We take all sorts of info, articles, research your questions, and really boil it down.
Yeah, distill it.
Exactly. Get those key insights you need. Save you time, save you money, avoid those, wrong turns.
And I'm your expert guide for this dive. I connect the dots, share practical insights, maybe tell a few stories from the trenches, especially today, since my focus is AI career transitions.
Oh, perfect, because we get this question, constantly. It lands in the inbox pretty much daily. Which AI course should I actually take? Is it worth it?
It's such a common question, and I totally get it. It really is like standing in this huge digital marketplace, so many shiny packages, all promising the world, right? Big career changes.
You see the ads, the testimonials?
Exactly. And what happens, I see this all the time, is people treat it like online shopping. They get excited, maybe a bit swept up, invest a lot of money, tons of hours.
Yeah.
And then, well, their GitHub's still empty, nothing really solid to add to the resume. It just becomes this frustrating detour. Wasted time, wasted money.
That is the exact problem we want to tackle today.
No.
So our mission, let's make it clear. By the end of this deep dive, we want you to have a solid way, a framework, to confidently judge which AI course is genuinely going to work for you. Help you save that time, that money, and crucially, avoid those disappointing paths.
Precisely. And to do that, I've actually put together this three-part framework. It's what I personally use now to evaluate any AI course before I even think about clicking enroll. It helps cut through all that marketing noise.
Okay, I love a good framework. Let's break it down. What's the very first standard you're looking at?
First one is content depth. Now, sounds obvious, right?
No.
But a really good course that goes way beyond just, theory on PowerPoint slides, it absolutely must have practical project implementation.
Okay, so what's the difference in practice?
Think of it like this. One course shows you a diagram, says, this is a neural network. Fine. But another course actually walks you through writing your own neural network model, coding it, making it work. That's a world of difference.
Right, so it's not just reading about it, it's doing it.
Yeah.
Avoiding that trap of just consuming information without actually being able to apply it. Is that what you mean by knowledge consumption?
That's exactly it. That's the biggest trap. People feel productive watching videos, reading slides, but if they're not actually getting their hands dirty, coding, debugging, problem solving, they're not really learning to use it.
Yeah.
You need that active part to turn info into a real skill. So my second standard, that's all about the learning experience.
Okay, learning experience. What falls under that?
Well, first, the basics. Clear explanations from the instructor. Does the logic flow? Does it actually make sense? Does it build concept on concept properly?
Super important, especially with complex stuff like AI. Clarity is key. What else?
Interactivity, that's huge. Like, are there live Q&As? If you get stuck, how quickly do the TAs, the teaching assistants, respond? Are they helpful?
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The TA black hole problem.
Exactly. And this is critical, often missed. Do you get feedback on your assignments? Real meaningful feedback? Or does your hard work just vanish after you submit it? You're left wondering, was that right? Did I mess up?
Oh, that would be so frustrating. Pouring hours in and getting nothing back, like shouting into the void.
Precisely. Constructive feedback is how you grow, how you fix mistakes you didn't even know you were making. Okay, so third standard.
Let me guess, this is about the outcome, the job.
You got it. Third is employment help. This is all about the direct career impact. Can you actually turn what you learn into a portfolio piece, something you can show an employer?
Makes sense.
And does the course offer things like job counseling, maybe internal referrals, industry networking? For most people taking these courses, the goal is a job or a promotion. So for me, this part is non-negotiable. If it doesn't help your career prospects directly, its value drops, like way down.
Okay, content depth, learning experience, employment help. That feels like a really solid practical checklist. It helps cut through the fluff. So how do these standards apply when we look at the different types of AI courses out there? What are the main categories people run into?
Good question. Let's break it down into, say, three main types. First, you've got the MOOCs, massive open online courses.
Right, the big platforms.
Yeah.
Coursera, edX, Udacity, the ones everyone knows. Often linked to universities. What are their strengths?
The pros are pretty significant, yeah. They often have high international recognition. The content can be really authoritative, coming from top names. And they usually give you a very strong theoretical foundation. Great for understanding the why.
Okay, sounds good for fundamentals. But what are the catches? There always seem to be catches with online learning.
Oh, definitely. The cons. Well, interactivity is usually pretty low. You're mostly watching recorded lectures, and they demand a lot of self-discipline.
Ah, the motivation factor.
Yeah, I remember starting one, super enthusiastic then. Life happens. You skip a week, you get behind. It's just really easy to drop off halfway through if you don't have that strong internal drive. Completion rates can be notoriously low.
That sounds very familiar. Okay, MOOCs are one type. What's next?
Next up, think about local training programs or in-person classes. These are often run by private training centers, maybe community colleges, things specific to your city or region.
Right, the face-to-face option. What's the big draw there, especially when online seems so dominant?
The draw's clear, and it kind of tackles some MOOC weaknesses. You get immediate face-to-face help from instructors, you're learning alongside classmates, which builds a community vibe, and often you get access to local resources, job boards, meetups in your area. That accountability of being in a cohort helps too.
Makes sense. Accountability is huge. And the downsides, I imagine cost is one.
Cost is definitely higher, yeah. But another potential drawback, especially with AI moving so fast, content updates can be way slower than online courses.
Because it's harder to change a physical curriculum quickly.
Exactly. Set instructors, physical materials. It's just less agile. You might end up learning stuff that was cutting edge maybe 2 years ago, but the industry's already moved on.
Good point. Okay, MOOCs, local classes. What's the third main type?
The third category is online boot camps. These are usually shorter, much more intensive programs. Think data camp or those short project courses from places like deeplearning.ai.
Boot camps. Sounds intense, focused on practical skills fast. What are the big advantages?
They are super practical and project-focused. That's their main thing. They let you complete projects really quickly. You can often go from knowing very little to having a real working project in just weeks or a couple months. Great for portfolio building.
That sounds fantastic for getting something on your resume fast, but what's the trade-off? What might be missing?
The trade-off is often the theoretical depth. Because the focus is on building quickly, they might skim over some of the deeper math or computer science foundations. So you might find later you need to go back and fill in those gaps yourself to really understand why things work, not just how to plug them together. It's a bit like learning to drive without knowing how the engine actually works. You can drive, but fixing it, maybe not.
That's a great analogy. Okay, this overview of types is super helpful, really clarifies the different approaches, but you know what's even better? Your actual experience. You've done a bunch of these yourself, right? Put your own time and money in.
Oh, yeah. Definitely walked the walk. It's been a learning process. Lots of trial and error. For instance, I did Andrew Ng's deep learning specialization on Coursera. That's about, $49 a month.
Okay.
Then I did the Udacity Data Scientist Nano degree. That was a big jump. $399 a month. Felt like a serious investment at the time.
Wow, yeah, that's quite a difference. What else? Did you try a local one too?
I did. I took a local AI in-person class here in Taiwan. That was around NTD 80,000 for 3 months, which converts to roughly maybe USD 2,500 to 3,000.
Okay, so significant cost there too. And more recently?
Most recently, I did one of Deep Learning AI's courses, the generative AI with LLMs one. That's back down to about USD 39 a month. Very focused.
Okay, so you've got firsthand data across the spectrum. Let's get into the review. Coursera, Andrew Ng's course. What were the actual gains beyond the certificate?
Right. Coursera, the Andrew Ng stuff, it's brilliant for theory, no doubt. Builds a super solid understanding of how deep learning works, the math, the concepts. You feel like you really get it. But the big insight for me was, while it gives you the why, it doesn't automatically give you unique, standout projects for a portfolio. The labs are good but structured. You really have to push yourself outside the course to build something new, something yours, if you want employers to notice.
So knowledge is there, but portfolio building requires extra effort.
Tons of extra effort. Most people, me included, at first stop at consumption. They think watching the videos means they can do it, but without building independently, you're just well-read with an empty GitHub.
Crucial point. Okay, Udacity. Expensive one. How did that $399 a month pay off?
Udacity's nano degree was a different beast entirely. It was all about complete industry-style projects. And the key thing, responsive, detailed TA feedback. That was huge for portfolio building.
Can you give an example?
Sure. On one project, I totally missed a key data cleaning step. Wouldn't have messed up the whole model. The TA didn't just flag it, they explained why it was wrong, linked it to real-world consequences, made me redo it properly. That iterative process, that turned it into a real learning experience and a much stronger portfolio piece. That's why the cost felt justified in the end.
Wow, that sounds like actual mentorship.
Yeah.
Invaluable. And the local in-person class in Taiwan, the NTD 80,000 one.
That one provided really good job search help and local networking, stuff that's just harder to get online. You meet local recruiters, hear about local company needs. Great if your goal is a job right here.
But the downside you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, the content was a bit slower to update. We were learning slightly older versions of some tools, meant I had to do some extra catch-up work on my own later.
Right. And the latest one, DeepLearning.AI's LLM course. Short and cheap.
That one was intense, super short term, the big win. Immediate, demonstrable results with large language models. Within weeks, I'd actually built and deployed a basic LLM app. It gives you just enough theory, then throws you into building. You walk away fast with the projects you can show off. Great confidence booster, great for the resume.
This is fantastic. Comparing them like this really shows the different payoffs.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the big question for listeners. Cost versus effect. The ROI. How do you calculate the return on investment considering time, too?
Yeah, this is where you pull it all together. My simple ROI formula is think skills gained plus job help receive and divide that by money cost plus time cost. It forces you to look beyond just the price tag.
Okay, let's apply that. Give us the comparison.
Right. Coursera Deep Learning, about $49 a month. Focus, theory, gain, solid foundation. ROI, I'd say medium. Foundational, yes, but needs significant extra work for tangible career results.
Medium ROI. Good knowledge but needs self-driven application. Udacity data scientist. $399 a month. Big jump.
Udacity's focus. Project-based. Gain. Portfolio pieces plus practical skills. ROI. High. More cost, yes, but you get directly usable assets and experience. The guided projects accelerate things hugely.
High ROI despite the cost because of the tangible output and feedback. Makes sense. The local AI class, NTD 80,000, around $2,500 to $3,000.
Focus there was comprehensive teaching, the unique gain, job connections, local network, ROI, also medium. The local connections are valuable, but the core skills might be learned cheaper online, and content freshness can be a risk. The cost includes that potential opportunity cost.
Medium ROI, balancing connections against potentially slower or more expensive core learning. And finally, DeepLearning.AI's LLM course, $39 a month.
Focus, LLM practical skills. Gain, demonstrable LLM projects, fast. ROI, high. Low cost, short time, produces tangible, very relevant results quickly. Great for adding a specific hot skill.
That ROI formula, skills plus job help, cost plus time cost, is really smart. Okay, so with all this, how does someone actually pick the right course for them? Where do they start?
Step 1, absolutely critical. Clarify your main goal. Be honest. Is it job hunting? Deep research, just personal interest. Your objective has to drive the decision. The best course for getting a job might be terrible if you just want to understand the theory for fun.
Right. Match the tool to the task. What else about the person matters?
Your own background. Are you a total beginner? Need coding, math basics? Then you need a systematic course built from the ground up. Or are you intermediate? Got programming skills, just need to specialize. Then maybe you can jump straight into a project bootcamp. Those high ROI bootcamps work best if you already have some foundation.
And connecting back to your standards, check the practical output, right? What will you actually make?
Absolutely. Look closely at the course description. Does it explicitly say, create a project, build a portfolio piece, implement X, deploy Y? Or does it just say, learn principles, understand concepts? Big difference. Look for action verbs about making something. Vague promises. Be careful.
Great checklist. Okay, before we wrap, can you give some direct recommendations? Like, if my goal is X, consider Y, and maybe some warnings.
Sure. For building that solid theoretical foundation, understanding the why, Coursera Andrew Ng series is still a great starting point. Gold standard for theory.
Okay. And if I need that portfolio, like yesterday, need to get job ready fast.
Then Udacity's data scientist track or those short focus boot camps like the DeepLearning.AI LLM course are strong contenders. They're built for project output, for local job help and networking. In-person classes can work. Big BUT. Check that curriculum. Is it up to date? Don't learn last year's tech.
Very important check. So what should people be really wary of? Courses to maybe avoid?
Definitely be cautious with courses using clearly outdated stuff. If they're still teaching, I don't know, TensorFlow 1 from 2018, run away. AI moves too fast. Your skills won't match what companies need.
Makes sense. Anything else?
And be very skeptical of super expensive courses, say, over NTD 100,000, maybe USD 3,000, 4,000, that don't guarantee portfolio-ready projects when you finish.
Yeah.
For that kind of money, you need a tangible asset, not just a certificate saying you showed up. Otherwise, it's probably a poor investment for career goals.
That's super clear advice. Do's and don'ts. Thank you.
Mm.
So bringing it all home for our listener, what's the final word?
The biggest takeaway is this. Courses are just tools. Expensive tools, cheap tools, sharp tools, dull tools. But they're just tools. The real key to success in learning AI, or any complex skill really, is consistent hands-on practice. You got to build stuff, experiment, debug, fail, learn from failing.
It's not passive learning. It's active creating. The goal isn't just knowing AI, it's doing AI.
Exactly. So please guard against paying a lot of money just for a false sense of security. That I paid, so I must be learning feeling. It means nothing if you don't turn it into real skills, real projects you can show people.
Right.
The best money you spend is on learning that lets you create, solve actual problems, and build that killer resume. Your journey needs to be about building, actively building, not just passively consuming.
That's such a powerful final thought. It's about capability, not just knowledge.
Fantastic. Well, next time we're going to tackle embedding. We'll explain it using a really cool analogy, a travel map. Should be super intuitive.
Sounds great. Looking forward to unpacking that one.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Deep Dive. We really hope this look at AI courses helps you make smarter choices on your learning path. Do subscribe for more deep dives, and we'll catch you next time.